I'm back with an attempt. I want to attempt to do something. So this is a book called Juan Salvador Gaviota. I think in English it's translated to John something Seagull by Richard Bach. My third grade teacher was named Bach, Mr. Bach. But anyway, this book is about this seagull. His name is Juan Salvador Gaviota, and I'm gonna read you the whatever this is. There are those who obey their own rules because they know it to be true. Those who reap a special pleasure in doing something well. Those who can see more than what their eyes can see. Who prefer to fly, to sleep, and to eat. All those will make a long-lasting friendship with Juan Salvador Gaviota. Okay. There are those who will also fly with Juan through places of adventure and delight and luminous liberty. But for some, it will be an experience never forgotten. Wow, that literally said nothing. Basically, the gist of this book is that it's a seagull, and like he's with like his group of seagulls, and he decides that he wants to fly like a different kind of bird, and his seagull family is like, you can't do that. And he basically tells them, well, fuck that, I'm gonna do what I want. And then he does. And then he teaches others to fly as they desire it, that nobody can really tell you what you can or can't do. You put your own limitations. And so if you have no limitations, you can fly however you please. It's supposed to be like I guess a spiritual message of sorts, but oh, hold on. Okay, and so anyway, while I was driving, I was thinking about this book, and I want to make something. I just don't know. First of all, because I'm just not that great at drawing stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this. But I guess it doesn't have to be perfect. The point is to do what feels right. I gotta find like I gotta find the one. I don't know. I'm doubting myself is what I'm doing. Which one? I don't know, bro. Doop 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 doop. Okay, let's try it. we were working on some other stuff, so I'm gonna set this to the side because those are for my eyes only. This one too. Okay, so I got a fucking thing for myself. Alright. So first we're gonna do a little sketch. Fuck it, whatever. Let's do this one, I guess. I guess we can do... Okay, so rough outline, right? We're gonna do... God damn it. Okay, so... we got this part right here. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, V. It doesn't have to be perfect. The point is just to get it on some paper. Get it on paper. You know? And then like the rest will just, it will happen. And I know that you doubt yourself. I get it. But you know, you gotta stop doing that. Because we won't ever get anywhere if you continue to doubt yourself. And you know what? Maybe I like doubting myself. Okay? Have you ever thought about that? Maybe I like to doubt myself. Maybe I secretly like telling myself, hey, that's actually not gonna work out. Why? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Do we ever know anything? Okay, now I feel like the body's too big. You know what? Let's change our approach because that's not gonna work. So I know that the recommendation is to sketch it out first, but I don't think that's gonna work in this scenario. So maybe I can do the front cover. Okay, let's do that. Maybe boom. Oh shit, we already fucked up. Okay, well, what's done is done. You know, I don't know. Boom up, and then boom. We got a something going on here. That's the motherfucking tail, I guess. And then we got the motherfucking wing coming down. It ends something like that. You know, something like that. And the beautiful part about this one is that there are no details. So it doesn't matter. It just doesn't fucking matter. Okay, we got the overall color of it. Now we got some, well, you know, actually I feel like this should probably be more like that. I don't know, maybe this part is too intense. I don't know. We're gonna go in with some orange, perhaps. I'm coming to realize that I actually really like starting off with some lighter colors. I don't know. Is that a thing? These remind me of crayons when I was little. I used to enjoy spending time coloring. I thought it was a fantastic time. Now, maybe I'm not doing this correctly, but what does it even mean to do something correctly? Like, who says that things have to be done a certain way because someone else did it like that and it worked for them, and so now it's like the baseline? You know, maybe it's that. And okay, fine. I understand why you would want to stick to something that is known. I have come to realize that it gets boring. I don't know. What is the point of existence if not to test new grounds, the potential of what could be? You know, isn't that what makes life an adventure? Maybe some people just don't like adventure. Maybe to them it is scary. I get it. You know, I was in my own bubble for a very long time. I was very happy in my bubble because I was scared of what I'd find in those spaces that I was unfamiliar with. And what I'm coming to understand is that whether or not you're ready, when it's time, the spaces in which you were so familiar, the spaces that were comfortable, become uncomfortable, and you are faced with the choice to be miserable in what you know, or move on to a space that is frightening and new. And to me, at least, I'm continually reminded that you know when it's time to get going. You know. And it is a choice, of course. It is a choice what you do with that knowledge. I don't know. I think right now I find myself in that position once more. There are choices, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like some choices are outside of me. Does that make sense? Meaning that, like, even if I would wish for it to be in my hands, it just sometimes doesn't feel like it is. It sometimes feels like I am carried away in the waves of life, and I'm simply a passenger. Even when I feel that I'm making my own decisions, I later on come to realize that it was never me. Like, for example, I decided to peruse old posts of mine on social media, and I was looking through some of the stuff that I posted, and I was like, wait, this kind of like applies to the here and now, but at the moment when I posted it, it meant maybe had more of a superficial meaning to it than what it is now. And me reading it as I am now, like, oh shit, like, hey, I kind of get it. Like, I can see where I was going with that. But at the time, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known at all what I was doing, what it meant, what it could possibly mean later on. Does that ever happen to you? Do you ever look back and you're like, damn, like the stuff I was going through back then, like it just kind of makes sense now. The purpose of it. Why was I placed in such difficult moments? It didn't make sense. And then it just clicked. Just clicked. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I don't know what any of this means or where it's going to take me. I only know that you have to know when to listen, because if you don't listen, the consequences of that is sacrificing your heart and your soul. And maybe I just don't want to be that person who at the end of their life thinks about all of this stuff that could have been but wasn't, because of fear or doubts, hesitations, or a clinging to a character of which I am no longer. Does that make sense? I don't know what's to come next. I just don't know. And maybe that is the great adventure, to not understand, to not know. I don't know what this is, but oh, here it is, the seagull. I'm gonna continue drawing, and I may or may not share this. Doesn't matter. Okay.